Hello and welcome back to SpearCenter. I'm Jasmina Lara.
And I'm Javen Takar.
Javen, it's been an action-packed week for the Spartans.
That's right, Jasmina. Shout out to Sophie Patterson from gymnastics, who earned herself the Mountain West Freshman of the Year. Congratulations, Sophie.
The juniors showed out in the Mountain West Championship this weekend in Boise, where sophomore Samantha Moxu scored first place in bars. The Spartans overall finished third place.
And how about baseball going 5-1 in the last week?
Including that statement win over UConn, our reporter Alex Stoy was at Excite Ballpark to tell us all about it.
San Jose State baseball finished up a 4-game invitational series that included 2 games versus the UConn Huskies and 2 non-conference games versus San Diego State Aztecs. The first game against San Diego State was a thriller. While down 2-0 in the bottom of the 7th, graduate center fielder Brent Cota scored a 2-run homer to tie the game. In extras, senior left fielder Jake McCoy hit an RBI single that led to freshman second baseman Peyton Rolls scoring the walk-off run. Against UConn, the mercy rule kicked in, as SJSU won 16-6 in only 8 innings while hitting on 50% of their at-bats. Senior right fielder Alex Fernandez during the game went 4 of 5 at the plate with 3 runs and 4 RBIs. McCoy, Rawls, and senior designated hitter Neil Jensen during the game each logged 3 hits as well. The second game versus San Diego State was another thriller, but with more scoring. With a chance to close out the game leading 8-4 in the top of the 9th inning, poor pitching from SJSU's pitching staff led to San Diego State storming back to tie the game and send it to extras. Tied 8-8 in the bottom of the 10th, Brent Cota played hero once again, this time scoring the walk-off run himself in dramatic fashion off an RBI single from sophomore pinch hitter Roan Klein. The final game of the series, the second one against UConn, was completely different. After 5 scoreless innings on both sides, UConn exploded for 8 runs in the 6th inning, while SJSU couldn't recover the rest of the way, losing 8-0. SJSU head coach Brad Sanfilippo gave his thoughts on the blowout and the effort he saw during the game.
We didn't play very well today, all the way around. A little disappointed in our effort for sure. Does not take away from the 3 wins we had this weekend against quality people and the way that we competed. We just, unfortunately, that didn't show up today.
The Spartans' 2-week home stretch has now officially come to an end and will go on a week-long road trip. Sandwiched in between 2 games against the Santa Clara Broncos is a 3-game conference matchup in Las Vegas against the UNLV Rebels. With conference play heating up, the Spartans will look to use those games to get back into the win column and get themselves higher in the Mountain West rankings as they approach the Mountain West tournament in May. From Excite Ballpark, I'm Alex Stoib. Now back to SpearCenter.
Many of our Spartan sports teams have athletes from all around the world. Our reporter, Zoe Woodward, talked with one Spartan tennis player on her path to SJSU.
The majority of the athletes on San Jose State's women's tennis team are international students. Junior Duru Durgan tells her story about why she came here to pursue her sport.
I didn't always have an idea okay, I want to play college tennis. It was a very last moment, but Chad, here at San Jose State head coach, came to Turkey and met with my family, and they needed somebody who can trust because I'm the only child. So that's even harder. That helped a lot. I think that was the most, okay, we're going to go with this school than the others because he seemed much more interested and serious about what we're going to do here and about the future. So we signed there.
Pretty much almost been the same makeup as far as, international kids playing college tennis and teams that I've coached. We offer something that's not really offered anywhere else in the world, and that's the opportunity to play athletics at a high level at undergraduate, at university level systems and colleges in the United States. And, the international students are a tremendous addition because, San Jose State prides itself on its diversity, and I think we embrace international students.
Through tennis, these athletes have been able to find a home miles away from their own.
Us all being internationals is also, it's like we can understand each other better and we can be there for ourselves too. So,
reporting from Spartan Tennis Complex, I'm Zoe Woodward. Back to SpearCenter.
Men's basketball competed in the Credit Union 1 Mountain West Tournament on March 11th in Las Vegas. Our men's basketball beat writer, Hattie Barghouti, took the trip to the Thomas & Mack Center to report on how the Spartans did.
San Jose State's Mountain West tournament run came with both a historic high and a tough ending in Las Vegas. The Spartans opened the tournament with a statement, knocking off Boise State 84-74 in one of the biggest upsets of the bracket. It marked just the third conference tournament win in program history and only the second time an 11 seed has ever won in the tournament. For Colby Garland, it was a moment that meant something.
Like Coach Mal said, that we went into the postseason is great, exciting. We know how much work we put in this summer and the fall. We never doubted ourselves, even in how the season went, non-conference went. We had a lot lost kids and whatever. We had a lot of injuries, but we never stopped believing in ourselves. We keep working, we keep chopping wood every day. We get up, we fight, and you've seen it tonight on the court, and we just got it done.
Offensively, it was a full team effort, with all 5 starters scoring in double figures, led by Garland's 22. San Jose State's defense set the tone, holding the Broncos to under 22% from 3 and turning turnovers into points. A buzzer-beater 3 from Garland gave the Spartans momentum going into halftime, and they carried it into the second half, building a lead that stretched to 16. Even when Boise State made a late push, San Jose State stayed composed and closed it out. But less than 24 hours later, that momentum ran into a tough New Mexico team. The Spartans kept it competitive early, with multiple lead changes and big plays like a Garland steal leading to a Melvin Bell Jr. alley-oop. They trailed by just 7 at the half, showing they could hang with one of the top teams in the conference. Head coach Tim Miles pointed to that first half as a strong showing.
Well, I thought that it was a good first half. I mean, 12 lead changes, 4 ties. I thought our guys really battled. We had kind of an awkward thing toward the 4-minute mark where we gave up a basket and then committed an offensive foul on the inbound, and it ended up being like a 4 or 5 point possession, and that kind of, then we were down at halftime by 7, and I thought that hurt us. Like we had been right there, and I didn't want them to separate, and because that puts a lot of pressure on you to start the second half. We started the second half with a turnover, and that's really the thing. We've been over 10 games, I think, average maybe 6 turnovers a game. And we turned it over 13 tonight. And you credit New Mexico that their defensive pressure got us, but I kind of felt like that some of that was self-inflicted tonight.
The second half told a different story. New Mexico shot nearly 68% after the break and dominated inside, pulling away as fatigue and foul trouble caught up to San Jose State's short rotation. Garland led the Spartans again with 20 points, extending his scoring streak, but the Lobos' efficiency proved too much down the stretch.
The Spartan season officially comes to an end, but they have now won a Mountain West tournament game in back-to-back seasons. They will now look to come back stronger next season. From Thomas and Mack Center here in Las Vegas, I'm Hattie Barghouti. Now back to SpearCenter.
The women's basketball season ended in a Mountain West tournament during the first round where they took on Boise State. Though the record wasn't what they wanted, first-year head coach Jonas Chatterton was proud of the effort of his team. Our reporter Marilyn Anye tells us all about their season.
It was a challenging season for San Jose State women's basketball, finishing 4-28 overall and 2-18 in Mountain West play. The Spartans struggled to find consistency throughout the year, including going winless on the road for the first time in over a decade. Injuries and roster changes forced the team to constantly adjust, with players stepping into new roles and learning on the fly. At times, the Spartans showed flashes of energy and defensive intensity, but sustaining that momentum for a full 40 minutes proved difficult. Despite the results, the group continued to compete and show up each game, building resilience through one of the program's toughest seasons.
This is a group that when I got this job and I got it late, there's a bunch of kids in that room who had never played double-digit minutes in a game, no one on this roster had scored double figures or averaged double figures in a season in college basketball. And so, putting together a bunch of players who really are trying to step into roles that they're not ready for and weren't used to. And I thought as we went through the season, continue to battle. And I couldn't be more proud of these guys every day showing up. Our record's obviously not near what we want it to be in the future and moving forward in this program. But for right now, the way we've practiced, the way we've approached things, I think these kids deserve a ton of credit. For this group this year, they showed up and competed and played for their talents and their abilities.
As the season progressed, that growth began to show in stretches, with players stepping up and competing through adversity. Senior leaders helped guide the team through those moments, setting the tone both on and off the court. While the season ended with a loss to Boise State in the Mountain West tournament, the experience gained throughout the year leaves a foundation to build on. For San Jose State, this season marked a step forward in development, resilience, and the direction of the program moving ahead. Reporting from the Spear, I'm Marilyn Anye. Back to the desk.
What a season for Maya Anderson. She averaged 13.9 points and 6.7 rebounds a game. She was all over the court, and I'm sure fans look forward to watching her next season.
I'll tell you what, if I hadn't got injured, I think I could have went pro.
I'm not so sure about that, but SJSU hosted their NFL Pro Day this past week.
They put on some strong performances in front of NFL scouts with a chance to earn their opportunity at the next level. Our reporter, Max Garcia, was on the sidelines for Pro Day and is here to tell us more.
Last week, San Jose State hosted its annual Pro Day, where 14 Spartans took to the field to show why they belong in the NFL. 11 scouts were in attendance for this Pro Day.
The day began with measurements and strength testing, including the bench press, where offensive lineman Persetti Lepojo led all participants with a staggering 24 reps on the bench, while defensive lineman Gafafanga followed with 18. From there, players moved on to agility drills, vertical jumps, and the 40-yard dash.
DB Isaiah Rivas stood out with a 37.5-inch vert, and he also clocked in at a 4.6 40-yard dash.
The day capped off with players working with scouts on position drills, where linebacker Tanea Latu showcased his athleticism after making a one-handed catch.
With the NFL draft approaching in the next couple of weeks, these Spartans now wait to see if their performance was enough to get them into the league. You can read more on our website about the Pro Day, and you can also check out these photos on our Instagram. I'm Max Garcia. Back to the desk.
On the topic of football, we want to give a big congratulations to Steph Key Stadium for winning our SJSU home venue tournament hosted on our Instagram story.
They were favorites early on, beating out the Spartans softball stadium by 52% and then Excite Ballpark by 54%. Ultimately, they came out on top against the Provident Credit Union Event Center.
Javen, what's your favorite sports venue?
I was right there with our voters, the one and only SEFSU Stadium. What about you?
I personally enjoy the Spartan Soccer Complex, but that's just because I'm the women's soccer beat writer, so I'm a bit biased.
That's fair. Too bad they aren't in season right now.
But a lot of our other Spartans are. Our reporter, Hattie Barghouti, is back to give us the game of the weekend for SJSU. Let's head to the big board for the Spartan schedule.
Thank you, Jasmina. Softball hits the road this weekend for a 3-game series against Nevada. Game 1 is set for Friday at 5 p.m., followed by Saturday at 3 and Sunday at noon. It's an important early conference test as the team looks to build momentum as the season goes on. Track and field opens the outdoor season this weekend at the West Coast Relays. The meet takes place Saturday in Clovis, California, hosted by Fresno State. It marks the team's second outdoor competition of the year. Women's water polo hosts Azusa Pacific on Saturday at 2 p.m. It's also Senior Day, honoring 3 seniors on the team. A special afternoon as they celebrate their careers in the pool. Baseball heads to Las Vegas for a 3-game series against UNLV. First pitch is Friday at 6:05, with Saturday also being at 6:05. The series wraps up Sunday at 12:05 p.m. Women's tennis also travels to Wyoming for a Sunday matchup. First serve is scheduled for 10 a.m. To wrap it all up with NCAA gymnastics, taking place from Thursday, April 2nd through Sunday, April 5th. The event is hosted by the University of Washington and will be held in Corvallis, Oregon. That's it for the Spartans sports schedule for this week. Now back to SpearCenter.
Javen? Where did Javen go? Has anyone seen Javen?
I'm right here, Jasmina, back at the big board for another SpearCenter Top 10. Let's head right in to number 10. We've got Alex Fernandez taking on San Diego State. Let's take a look at the highlight right on over here. San Diego State's gonna pop one over to right field, and Alex Fernandez gets to it. Look at that rocket arm. Those are across the field. Gets the out there in the top of the second inning. Now let's move on to number 9. How about Allie Cummins for women's basketball in the Mountain West Championship that we heard a little bit about earlier. Let's take a look at Allie Cummins here against Boise State. A deep 3-ball there for Allie Cummins to put the Spartans within 1 point against the Broncos. Allie Cummins, get this, led the team with 49 3-pointers. What a shot there was here. Especially you factor in the scenario, you factor in the atmosphere. Big-time players make big-time plays. And now, how about number 8, moving on to softball. Sophia Burdick taking on Grand Canyon University. Knocks it up. Let's take a look here. Grand Canyon knocks it up towards left field. Sophia Burdick's back there, gets up and prevents the home run. Wow. Heck of a play there. Way to get horizontal. They're going to hug it out. A heck of a play by Burdick there. Now let's go to number 7. How about Amaya Noriga sticking with softball? Noriga, on the other side of things here though, Amaya Noriga is again against Grand Canyon. She's going to knock this one out of the ballpark. It's gone. Her first home run of the season. She's going to prance over to home base. First of the season, extremely impressive. She is batting .348 this season. And you see the team, they were waiting there. They were waiting to celebrate with her. What a special moment. And now number 6. You might have a little deja vu here. How about Melvin Bell, the freshman, once again in the Mountain West Championship in the second round, taking on New Mexico. Colby Garland is going to get the steal right on over here, and they're going to head down the court. Passes it up to Melvin Garland with a slam. Wow. With authority. A little bit of deja vu. Yeah, almost an exact similar play was number 2 just last week. That just shows how loaded of a top 10 this was. And this was for the lead. Mind you, we're in the first quarter, 15-16. Melvin Bell with authority to put the Spartans on top. Now, number 5. This is going to be real impressive here, folks. How about Dylan Smith for baseball, the pitcher? How about a career high 8 strikeouts against UConn in just 5.1 innings? Dylan Smith was just going strikeout after strikeout after strikeout. A great performance, a perfect game through the first 3 innings. Unfortunately, SJSU couldn't capitalize and UConn would win 8-0, but nonetheless, a career-defining performance by Dylan Smith. Now, number 4, sticking with baseball, Roan Klein taking on San Diego State. We're in extra innings, folks. We're in extra innings. Roan Klein, ice in his veins, walk-off win, darts it through right field to bring Brent Cota home. Spartans almost lost this game being up 4 runs, but Klein calms all the nerves. All right, now, number 3, going back to basketball. Last time we're going to see him on this list this semester, Colby Garland. Again, right here against Boise State, the Mountain West Tournament. Buzzer beater before the first half. Jermaine Washington, bottom of your screen, finds Colby Garland up top. Hey, heaves one. It's good. It's good. Really set the tone for the upset win against Boise State in the first round there. What a heck of a shot. Heck of a big-time moment. As I said, big-time players make big-time plays. Now, number 2, we talked about her a little bit earlier in the show. Women's gymnastics. Samantha Moccacy, let me get out of your way here to show off Samantha. What a performance it was on the bars. Let's take a look at just how ridiculous it was. An amazing 9.9 on the bars. What a routine. Look at her flipping and dipping. Wow. There she goes. And of course, just wait for it. One more time, and she sticks the landing. Right there. Super impressive by Samantha in the Mountain West Championship. Wow. And now they're making their 10th appearance in the NCAA Regionals, as we mentioned by Hattie a little bit earlier. And now, folks, get ready. Hold your horses for number 1, as we've got the walk-off wonder, Peyton Rolls, coming on in. Peyton Rolls, the walk-off wonder. Let me get out of your way once again. Taking on Cal. Excuse me. Let's just roll to the highlight. Let me not take away from his moment right here. Peyton Rolls 0-0, extra innings against New Mexico, knocks one out there, and New Mexico, they can't get to Alex Fernandez, who's gonna find home base to get the win. It was a gritty win, 0-0. We're in the bottom of the 10th. Peyton Rolls is just coming off of another walk-off win against Cal Berkeley. This was his 2nd in a row, and just wow. Extremely impressive, extremely clutch performance by Peyton Rolls. And folks, that's gonna do it for this edition of the SpearCenter Top 10. Now, let's head back to the desk. Woo! All these highlights, hard to pick a number 1.
I hear you. The Spartans just continue to show out every game.
Well, that's all, folks, for this edition of SpearCenter. Thanks for watching.
Be sure to keep up with all your favorite sports at our website and follow us on our socials for updates on all Spartan sports. Until next time, Spear fans, this is SpearCenter.